Hello, welcome to January's Flower Club. Thank you so much for joining us in the January Flower Club. Happy New Year! What a crazy year it's been. Crazy year already, and we're only in January. So we are collaborating with our favourite tulip supplier, Smith and Munson, this January. They are 5th generation tulip grower based in Spalding in Lincolnshire. It is just like a land that is flat and looks like Holland with all these little dikes and ditches and whatever. Great for growing tulips, and they have these beautiful glass houses that are just full of gorgeous tulips. So we've worked with them quite a bit in the past, and I'm a super fan of them. So I thought for January, let's collaborate because I love tulips. They're such a beautiful flower. I love that noise, the squeak of the tulip. That's how you can tell that they are fresh. And I'm going to mix them with some other beautiful herbs and some pussy willow. So this will just dry naturally in your house. And then you've got it for ages. Sometimes it sprouts out the bottom so you can grow it. And we've got some beautiful eucalyptus. So I like to use Irish eucalyptus this time of year because it's the best. And I have put my favourite viburnum opulus in. To me, this is like spring and hope and new. And also some veronicas for a nice pop of colour. In your pack, you will have one of our new merchandise mugs. So on one side it says Morning Beautiful, and on the other side it says Beautiful Morning. So you can like look at it and remind you that the morning is beautiful, and try and find a bit of joy and hope in your day. You will have a tea bag in there as well. So before you do this, just get yourself all in a calm, chilled out, zen place. Even if you have to like lock yourself in a room away from the family that we're all trapped with. There we are. So you've got those to crack on with. And then you will have some twine, and you'll just need some scissors. You can either make this for yourself, or you can make it for and give it to someone. You can make smaller versions and give them to your neighbours, whatever you want to do. So when you get your box of joy, when it arrives at your house, the first thing to do is to recut all the stems on an angle and just give them a tiny recut. Make sure that they have a really good drink before you begin. They might be a bit floppy from transit, but tulips just come back to life with a good drink. They're very thirsty. So then lay out, once they've had a good drink for a couple of hours, lay them all out. In terms of what will be in your box, colour-wise, it will be a case of what they have that time. So Smith and Munson, it's a case of kind of what varieties are growing that week. So it's super exciting. We don't know what it'll be. So you might have like pinks or purples or reds or whites or yellows or greens, who knows. And with tulips, sometimes you get a double, sometimes you get a double like this one. Sometimes you get beautiful single variety with really strong colour. Sometimes they're just pure and gorgeous like this white one. So we'll see, who knows. Sometimes you get like a little baby tulip inside as well. So it will be a surprise. It is a surprise to see what will come. So I am just taking off any outer leaves because sometimes the outer leaves just get a bit damaged and we don't really need them. So I'm just going to take off a few of the outer leaves. Not all of the leaves. You don't want it to be like naked. I'll just roll them out. I love that noise. I love it so much, and I love the smell. I love the smell of tulips. They're just such a beautiful flower, and the thing I like about them is that they change and they grow over time. So they grow about 1 inch a day, so it'd be nice for you to kind of watch your arrangement evolve over time. And they're just beautiful, and they change colour, so the different varieties will just change. So just enjoy that. So I'm going to start off. I've got some rosemary. So we'll have a nice combination in each box of different herbs. It might be rosemary, it might be pistache, it might be eucalyptus, whatever it's going to be. You'll have some lovely foliage. And I'm going to start looking at my stem here. I've got that bit there. I'm going to cut down so that I'm getting some nice kind of double hand-sized kind of bits of foliage. And we're going to make a nice little hand-tied bouquet with these. So I've got my rosemary and I've got my eucalyptus there. And then I'm going to start by getting my viburnum. So there's one stem of that, so that should go in the middle. I'm going to cut that down a little bit because when I'm working I don't want it to be hitting me. And then I'm going to start putting my tulips in. So this is going to be just a beautiful hand tied of tulips. Now remember that tulips grow every day, so you want to start off with them quite short and quite low. and then eventually they'll grow and grow and grow. So I'm spiraling the stem as I'm putting them in. So I'm holding my hand like this and I'm just popping them in on an angle. You can hear the squeak. They're just beautiful, and it's so good to support. Just turn it round and start spiraling on that side. So good to support our British growers where we can. Huge fan of British grown. Now, if you wanted to do this, you could do like some little bunches. You don't have to use all of the tulips up in one big bunch. You could do some smaller, like little groupings and have it on the table, or maybe like take a few and put them by your bed. I just think it's so special to have them by your bed or in the bathroom. You know, it's nice to have tulips somewhere, or have flowers generally somewhere you wouldn't expect them. And every time you walk past them, you've just got that little joy. It's just beautiful. And then we've got some nice pussy willow going in there as well. So that wants to just be a little bit prouder really than the tulips, because as we said, look, they will grow. So I'm just going to cut them down using my snips. So the woodier stems, you're better off using snips. And this isn't about being rigid, this is about being relaxed and, you know, not trying to control nature. Because if this past year has proved anything, you can't do that. So spin it round there. You can see that the spiral is happening at the bottom of the stems. Got a little bit of pistache foliage in there. Try and put your pussy willow through the arrangement kind of evenly so that it takes your eye all over. Oops. Love the colours. And this works really well when you've just got one colour. Works really well when you've got a mix of colours. Tulips are just so beautiful. I'm going to put the Veronica around the outside there. So if you're struggling a bit with holding it because it's quite chunky, just lay it down on your table or your bench, wherever you're working, and then that might just take the weight off it for you. There we go. But I mean, there's definitely enough here if you wanted to put some in like a little kind of vase, you know, a single vase by your bed. There we go, look at that, gorgeous. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of uke around the side. So then I've got some twine ready, and I'm going to lay the bouquet down on the desk. And I'm going to hook it over my finger and round so that that's keeping it really tight. Just be careful when you are tying spring flowers that if you pull it so tight that you will split the stem. So try not to pull it too tight because you'll snap them. But don't worry if you do snap them, you can just pop them in something. There we go. Gorgeous is that, and it's just going to grow and grow, and they're just going to get blousy and wild and wonderful, and you really enjoy those. All right, so if you want to give that as a gift to somebody, you could just pop some paper on it, and we've also got a little bit of ribbon in your pack, so you could go over the string with some ribbon, just tie it round and make a little bow. Just, you know, informally, doesn't have to be crazy. Just really relaxed and spring and elegant. Just try and make my loops on the side of there even. There we go. I'll just trim the ends. So just a little joy, a little bunch of joy for you or someone else. I'm really excited to watch them develop. Just move that bit down. So if you wanted to pop it in a vase, you could just get a vase, fill it full of water and just pop it in. And then it will just sit really nicely and just grow. All right, so happy January. I hope you really enjoy this. Give Smith and Munson a follow as well, because they're a lovely family-run business and they are just fantastic. And look at the beautiful tulips that they grow. Thank you.